Good Monday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversations Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. Well, it's a brand new day. It's a brand new week, which means it's a brand new opportunity for you to do something amazing, and it all begins today. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Monday. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you provide my conversation with master event planner, entrepreneur, author, and my friend, Melissa Banks. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In international news, South Korea in shock and grief as 153 people die in Halloween crowd surge. South Koreans mourn and search for relatives lost in the hell-like chaos that killed more than 150 people, mostly young adults, when a huge Halloween party crowd surged into a narrow alley in a nightlife district in Seoul. It remained unclear what led the crowd to surge into the downhill alley on Saturday night, and authorities promised a thorough investigation. Witnesses said people fell on each other like dominoes, and some victims were bleeding from their noses and mouths while being given CPR. As of Sunday evening, officials say 153 people were killed and 133 were injured. Nearly two-thirds of those killed, 97 were women. More than 80% of the dead were in their 20s and 30s, and at least 4 were teenagers. In more international news, concerns rise as Russia resumes grain blockade of Ukraine. Russia resumed its blockade of Ukrainian ports on Sunday, cutting off urgently needed grain exports to hungry parts of the world in what U.S. President Joe Biden called a really outrageous act. Biden warned that global hunger could increase because of Russia's suspension of a UN-brokered deal to allow safe passage of ships carrying grain from Ukraine, one of the world's breadbaskets. It's really outrageous, Biden said over the weekend. There's no merit to what they're doing. The UN negotiated that deal, and that should be the end of it. Biden spoke hours after Russia announced it would immediately halt participation in the grain deal, alleging that Ukraine staged a drone attack Saturday against Russia's Black Sea Fleet off the coast of occupied Crimea. Ukraine has denied the attack, saying that Russia mishandled its own weapons. In national news, Pelosi attack shocks country on edge about democracy threats. An America that can already feel like it's hurtling toward political disintegration has been jolted yet again, this time by the violent attack on the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi less than 2 weeks before Election Day. Seizing a hammer and leaving a trail of broken glass, an intruder broke into the couple's San Francisco home early Friday and repeatedly struck Paul Pelosi, 82. He has surgery to repair a skull fracture and serious injuries to his right arm and hands, and his doctors expect a full recovery, the Speaker's office said. The assailant confronted Paul Pelosi by shouting, "Where is Nancy?" according to another person familiar with the situation, who was granted anonymity to discuss it. The Congresswoman was in Washington at the time. The calling out of her name was a sign that the assault could have targeted the lawmaker, who as Speaker is second in line to the presidency. The ambush was a particularly savage reminder of the extremism that has coursed through American politics in recent years, adding to a sense of foreboding with the November 8th election nearly at hand. In more national news, auto prices finally began to creep down from inflated highs. The swift recovery from the recession left automakers short of parts and vehicles to meet demand. Prices skyrocketed, and they've scarcely budged since. Prices on new and used vehicles remain 30% to 50% above where they were when the pandemic erupted. The average used auto cost nearly $31,000 last month, the average new $47,000, with higher prices and loan rates combining to push average monthly payments on a new vehicle above $700. Millions of buyers have been priced out of the new vehicle market and are now confined to used vehicles. However, the Associated Press says many vehicles are becoming slightly more affordable. Signs first emerged weeks ago in the 40 million sales a year used market. As demand waned and inventories rose, prices eased from their springtime heights. CarMax said it sold nearly 15,000 fewer vehicles last quarter than it had a year earlier. The CEO of the used vehicle company pointed to inflation, higher borrowing rates, and diminished consumer confidence. In business news, Wall Street rally marks first weekly win streak since the summer. Technology stocks led a broad rally on Wall Street Friday, capping another strong week for the market as investors welcomed solid profits from Apple and other companies. The S&P 500 rose 2.5% and posted its first back-to-back weekly gains since August. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 2.6%, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ Composite climbed 2.9%. And finally, in entertainment news, Black Adam takes top spot at box office again. Black Adam, the Dwayne Johnson-fronted DC superhero film, kept its hold on the number one spot at the North American box office in its second weekend in theaters, down 59% from its launch, and facing little new competition. Black Adam added $28 million in ticket sales, bringing its domestic total to $111 million, according to studio estimates on Sunday. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Monday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. By living up to your purpose for being here, you can break through the darkness and light up the world. Have an amazing Monday. Melissa Banks is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight. We're here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Master event planner, entrepreneur, author, and my friend Melissa Banks rejoined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the year that's been 2022 for her and her career. Here's a bit of our conversation.
What has the year that's been 2022, what has that been like for Melissa Banks?
Oh, wow. It's been amazing. You know, so many doors open that I didn't see coming. So the journey has continued, and it's been really great. I'm excited that we're having more in-person events as well as virtual events, and just the whole experiences of this year. Book coming out, you know, so excited about that and didn't see that coming. So it's been an amazing journey this year. So many wonderful things happen.
Well, Melissa, people know you primarily as I mentioned, a master event planner. And as you just alluded to, of course, the way we've kind of conducted meetings, events, all of those things have definitely changed, especially since 2020. Was that an easy navigation for you? Because you were known for your in-person events. Was that an easy transition for you to then embrace virtual, hybrid, and now trying to do all of it now in 2022?
You know, surprisingly enough, because, you know, I just love experiences and being with people. However, surprisingly enough, first I just made up my mind that I was willing to learn and make the changes necessary to make the other types of events, virtual and hybrid, as you mentioned, just as great of the experience as in person. So once I embraced that, it was just a natural flow because, you know what, everybody wants a great experience regardless whether they're in the room or not. So once I embraced that, I was able to navigate through the different processes and the different things to make the event just as enjoyable, just as wonderful. So it really was an easier transition than I would have thought it would be for me.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back with you guys on tomorrow's. We're welcoming in the month of November. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's go make it a great one.